What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here on Mods and Fixes. Today I'm working on my 2006 Volkswagen Passat. And as you guys can probably see what I'm working on, you can see that my amplifier is missing. But that's because the speakers no longer work on my car. For a lot of you guys, that have speakers where they all of a sudden they'll just stop, or they'll work and then they'll cut off, and if you reset the stereo sometimes it'll work again, but then you try to reset it again and it won't work anymore. That's because the sunroof is the culprit for your speakers not working. Why is it the sunroof? Well, the sunroof has two runoff tubes for when the water collects from up above the sunroof. It has two tubes for the water to escape that area so it doesn't pile up and drain anywhere in the car. The thing is, those tubes, they get clogged and you gotta clean them every year. And all you gotta do is pretty much go in your engine bay compartment, wiggle the nipples where the tubes come out of on both sides of the car, and then test it by running some water from above the car, and you'll see water drain. Now, if those were clogged and you have wet carpets, mainly on the driver's side, not so much on the passenger side, depending where your car's parked. But if your car's normally parked flat, normally the driver's side floor mat is wet, and that will cause your speakers to stop working, because there won't be any power running to your amplifier that's located underneath your seat, the driver's seat. And the reason for that is, you see that red wire right there? That red wire broke off of the other red wires. Okay, let's see. See this right here? So here is 3 power wires that run to the harness that connects to the amplifier. And a power wire that comes from the stereo, I believe it's a stereo, it only runs 1 power wire down to the amplifier. So Volkswagen put a butt connector here, and because of that water collecting, because of the sunroof runoffs getting clogged and all the water getting down here, it corroded that butt connector, and that butt connector is now toast. I literally found it just like that. So this should be the culprit if your speakers are not working, whether you have a stock stereo or an aftermarket stereo. That's the culprit right there. The butt connector corroded, whatever, and you gotta fix it. So what I did to get to here, well, as you can see, I cut my carpet. I figured if I cut it here, I won't see it and it won't annoy me. So what I did was undo all the 4 bolts of the seat, just let it lean back. I did not disconnect it, it's still connected. And then I took off this black panel. There's 1 screw that's right there. Undo that screw. This whole panel drops down and then pull towards you. And then you have the option. You make a cut right here on the carpet. You make a cut here. You make a cut here. You make a cut here. That will be underneath the amplifier, so this part isn't visible. Same with that, kind of, but whatever. It won't be really noticeable. Then you flip back the carpet, And the wire is literally right here, running along the duct. Right here, this is the duct for the back seat. And it's right there. It runs right there. And then, of course, the butt connector no longer is there. So I'm going to replace that right now. And because it is corroded, I'm actually going to cut back the wire tool, I think, here. Same with the power wire. Going to cut back, put new wire, and really wrap it up. So just in case my sunroof water runoff gets clogged again, I don't have to worry about that too much because I'm going to really wrap it up. So let me fix that, and I'll just quickly plug in my amplifier and see if my speakers work again. Be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna test it before I go any further. I reconnected the amp for the speakers right here, and then I did what I said I was gonna do, cut back on the wire. So there's a butt connector there. The butt connector has a heat shrink, so I'm gonna put another layer of heat shrink over that. And then the wire's long right now, but I'm gonna make it short before I make it permanent. And I don't have a butt connector that can fit 3 wires on one, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and solder that. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's see if that was truly the issue. Of course, I mean, hopefully whatever was wrong with the wire that since it separated, hopefully it didn't ruin the amp. So hopefully the amp is still good and it works. Let's plug it in. Crap, where's my key? Okay, let's see here. I put that stereo in a couple weeks ago. I haven't been able to use it because I thought it was a stereo that went bad. So let's see, it's on the radio.
You can't understand, we be Kiki, shipping DP to the TV, little kids.
Speakers are working. They're working.
They want to be me, talking, they ought to quit, unfortunately.
All right. It's working. So that is the issue right there. That wire giving out and breaking apart. And luckily, it didn't ruin the amp. So now I'm going to go ahead and make that permanent. Solder this connection here. Put heat shrink over there. Put a ton of heat shrink over here. Wrap it up. Hopefully this does not happen again. This car's 2006 and it's 2020. So it's a good 14-year-old car. Hopefully this holds up for another 14 years. So let me make it permanent and I'll show you how it looks like before I tuck it back away. Alright, so I got this section soldered real good, and then this other side, maybe I should have soldered it, but I went ahead and just put a butt connector that has heat shrink already on it, and then I put more heat shrink on it. So soldered with heat shrink on it, of course, as you guys can tell. I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit, maybe a couple minutes. That's it. And I'm gonna go ahead, wrap this section with electrical tape. Wrap it with electrical tape, and then I have Tesla tape that I'm gonna retwine this together like it would be with this tape right here. So with Tesla tape, it's like fabric tape like this right here to make, I don't know, make the harness look better or whatever. And that's pretty much it. Before I start putting everything back together, this is the only part that I probably didn't explain, but there's only 4 bolts holding this tray down. It holds the amplifier in place, and what holds the amplifier in place is only two bolts right here, and it pretty much just slides underneath this lip right here. So as long as you undo these, you'll be able to slide the amp and then disconnect it. So yeah, only 4 bolts are holding this tray down, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean this up, let that cool down. I'm gonna put everything back together, and then I'll show you guys how it looks like put back together after cutting the carpet. It's not the best way to do it, but it's the quickest way to do it. If you have a whole weekend to do, if you have a whole weekend and you want to do this by repairing your speakers, the amplifier power wire, you're gonna have to take off the whole console right here just to be able to flip the carpet over this way. And it's a big job. It turns into a big job for single wire repair. So let me put everything back in place. I'm gonna, if there's any water, I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up now and put it all back together, and I'll show you how it looks like all together with the carpet cut. So this is pretty much it without putting the seat down. So I got that panel back in there, the cover for the amp, the cover for the connection harness for the seat right here, got to put back. And as you guys can tell, you can barely tell that I cut it right there until you get very close. So yeah, I mean, I think this is the best way to do it. Make a cut that's behind that panel and make a cut straight down, straight as you can, around where the bolt will go that holds down the seat, and all the way across, and then you can flip over your carpet without ripping it even further, because it does, the carpet in this car does rip pretty easy. So that's about it. You know, put the seat back down, get ready to bolt it back in the hole, and that's it. That's all it is to it. Well, hopefully this video helps you guys out, so you guys keep enjoying your music, because I thought it was a head unit, so I replaced the head unit twice, and it wasn't. It was that damn wire, and the amp was still good thing. Okay, well, that's it for me for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.